Cookie.
Well, hello, Biscuit.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty fantastic. We have some friends with us.
We do have friends with us. This is a very exciting episode of the Petal Cafe.
It is. Sure is.
Are you excited?
Is that a hint?
But it's your emote.
It is, except these don't show up in alphabetical order.
I mean...
There it is. Yay.
So today we have Katu, Bug, and Lady Gwen, who's also known as Nook by the Book on Instagram with us. We're doing a special episode and showcasing some amazing pixel artists.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting we have friends on our show. Well, thank you guys so much. If you don't mind, we'd like to get to know you a little bit.
Okay, well, why don't we start with Lady Gwen? And so why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, so I'm Lexie, and I go by Nook by the Book, and also Lady Gwen, whatever you want to call me. And I'm from Colorado, and in my free time, if I'm not designing something, I like to play the piano and the guitar and percussion with friends and without friends.
That's all at once?
I wish. My goodness. If I could grow an extra arm, I would. Like, yeah, useful that would be.
Awesome. Good to know you, Lexi.
Katu.
Okay, we're gonna ask you the same questions.
All right. So I'm Katu. I am a 35-year-old cat enthusiast. I'm largely bedbound in real life, so I find purpose by contributing to communities, mostly like gaming communities, either via like art or guidance or just being somebody to talk to. And I am a slightly published poet.
Oh, that's cool.
Just slightly mean.
Just well, I've been published once.
Okay, but that is
published.
It is.
That's more published
by
than
definition
anything,
published, but only like people tend to expect more of you.
that's fair.
Yeah. Well, welcome. We're gonna ask you guys some questions, and then I guess we'll just want to take turns answering. We'd like you to both answer the same question.
Or riff off each other. That's cool too.
Thank you. Yes. Which Cookie and I do all of the time. So, Lexi, how long have you been playing Animal Crossing? For example, like, is this your first Animal Crossing game, or have you played others before?
Okay, so technically this is not my first, but also at the same time, I don't know if this counts because the first time I had any interaction with Animal Crossing was a Nintendo Land Animal Crossing minigame, which doesn't really count, but, you know, if I had known about the other Animal Crossings, I definitely would have played them, but, yeah, it's the first one.
Alright.
What is a Nintendo Land Animal Crossing video or a minigame? I've never heard of this.
It was literally called Sweet Day, and all you did was, you were in a, who was it? It was like a Dizzy costume and a Tangy costume with your friends, and you'd go collect little candies, and like that was it. That was the entire game. We did that like hundreds of times.
What is Nintendo Land?
It was on like the Wii U, so like nobody even knows about it.
Oh.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of it. But I skipped that console hard.
So did I.
Yeah. Okay. The Wii U is so similar to the Nintendo Switch, like just in the way how they look, but I don't know, I just think that's kind of funny.
it is
like,
weird that
it failed
one
very hard.
was big and one was not.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Katu, how long have you been playing Animal Crossing?
So I have technically been playing since the original one on the GameCube. I think I've played all of them, but honestly it's been so long, and the only one I really remember is New Leaf. And Pocket Camp, obviously. Occasionally I'll, like, despite having forgotten almost everything from the older games, like, I'll occasionally have a flash of memory, like, doing, like, actual jobs for the animals in the first one was wild. And then like the fact that just everybody was mean to you all the time.
I heard about this.
Yeah, like if you watch on YouTube, there's a video that's called like just being mean to villagers or villagers being mean to you or something like that. It is hilarious how like just rude they were.
My brother sent me that video.
So wild. And one thing that I really miss is that in New Leaf they actually had like an inventory that you could transfer between islands at the train station. And I don't know why they like didn't keep that for this one because it's freaking genius.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a locker where you could put things.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I've never actually played any Animal Crossing game before for New Horizons. I'm like Cookie. Cookie played Pocket Camp. I'm experiencing this for the first time ever.
Well, welcome.
Well, thank you. This is my second island, so I really, really took it and ran with it.
I actually didn't. I only started Pocket Camp because of the crossover items that you could get.
Yeah, me too.
I started New Horizons first.
Oh, I see. That's totally worth it, though. The game, I like the items you get for the crossover with Pocket Camp and New Horizons are quality.
They really are.
Amen.
Okay, Katu, I have a follow-up question for you.
All right.
Did you do designing in New Leaf?
I don't think so, actually. If I did, it was very rudimentary.
Okay. I've used the New Leaf system once of the creating the QR codes. It's very, very different from the interface that we have in New Horizons.
I genuinely don't remember it at all. The only QR codes I can ever remember making are ones from acpatterns.com.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that interface is pretty much the same as New Horizons. It's just, different color palette.
And that you can use a mouse.
That is true.
Okay, here's a good question. Is it difficult to create these patterns in the tool that we have them here? Like, the interface for designing in New Horizons in the custom pattern creator for patterns is fairly straightforward. I mean, almost everybody, at least of my sub-generation, knows how to do that. But when it comes to actually designing the clothing in like the three-dimensional space, like how limiting is it to have to use these tools? Let's go with Lexie's answer.
It's kind of limiting, but it's also kind of makes it fun because, well, I don't know. There's benefits and not so benefits from it. And
have you created pixel art before, like New Horizon, Lexie?
I have not. I actually am quite terrible at drawing and any other form of art. Actually, no, except painting is all right. But I have taken art classes before, but I've never done any pixel art until New Horizon.
So this is the only interface that you've interacted with. And how do you feel? Do you feel there's a lot of limitations when it comes to what you can and cannot do with, or is it really opened up creativity to be able to put your ideas onto pixels, I guess?
It's not as limiting. It's not as limiting as you'd think, but having only 15 colors can be really limiting sometimes because, like, if you have a 2-color dress and you need this many shades to make it, to make it look 3-dimensional, then you don't have enough shades for having like 3 colors or 4 colors, and it kind of gets limiting there. But it also is it's nice though too because there's so many colors, and they do give us a lot of space for it. So most designs can be done, but there are some of them that I've tried you just can't do because there just aren't enough colors for, and it's just, or space for it too.
Because you can use 15 colors in one design, but you have to choose those 15 colors from the however many it is, 256 or something, that are available to you. And then you're limited to those in the pattern.
Well, I didn't even know you could only use 15 colors.
Yep. That's why my bricks are all the same colors.
It definitely forces you to get pretty creative with you can use a shade of one, like your main color as an accent color if you use it in a separate part of the pattern where it's not touching, the other places where that color is.
True.
People are absolutely fantastic at doing that. Like, I see sometimes these, especially like kid core designs, where it is so colorful and I have no idea how they do it. It's like they're working with a different game than I am. Personally, I think the greatest limitation, aside from like slots,
tell me about it,
is the inconsistent smoothing that it does on patterns.
Yes.
Is that so? Like, especially with clothes, I find it really frustrating because sometimes you'll want to do a pattern that looks knit or crocheted, and for that, the square pixel looks much better than the smoothed dot. And you can achieve the pixel effect if you use a similar color, but it has to be like within 1 or 2 steps of shade and or hue in order to not get automatically rounded. And so if I could do either the rounding or the smoothing and choose which was which, that would be fantastic, but they don't let you. And
good point.
I don't know. It's a little frustrating.
It is frustrating, and if you ever had a design where like the line connects to a pixel you don't want it to connect to, so you change the hue by like you can't even tell the difference between super duper duper dark blue and black, and then the game is like, oh, I'll connect that pixel instead. It's like, why do you want me to waste this color slot? It's just kind of cool.
I have made two, I can count them on one hand, 2 pixel art things ever. One I made Totoro on my last island, and the other one was I made my flag on this island. So anybody that can do pixel art, you amaze me.
I want to contribute to this minor roast of the system.
Please roast the system. The system is a little wacky.
It's a little whack. My particular complaint is that in the pattern designer, I really adore being able to copy and paste and use the same palette. And in the clothing designer, you can't do that.
Can you not? I'm not sure I'm picturing what you're saying properly.
So when you say you wanted to make, when you are making like your dress and your hat that match, do you have to reselect those colors all over again in your palette, or can you somehow like transfer them to the next?
If you go into your designs and you choose to copy it, if you hit Y and choose copy, then you can copy the design over, and then when you go to edit it, you just change what type of clothing you want it to be.
Oh my gosh, you're my hero! Amazing! I couldn't figure that out for myself.
I can't really tell you, so.
You know what I didn't discover for a while is, in the design you can copy the you can actually copy the front side to the back side, or the sleeves to the other sleeve, and that I didn't discover that till halfway through.
I did that? How do you do that?
I think it might be Y. You just click on you click on the view, and it'll show you all 4 views, and then you click Y and you can copy it over, or copy it and swap it, so it'll it'll flip it in a different direction.
This is amazing.
This is amazing. This is fantastic.
This turned into a great roundtable, guys.
All of the learning.
Okay.
Let's
Just wrote that down so that I'll have access to it later.
Okay. What I'm going to ask is, we'll go with Katu first. I'm going to spin the camera around a little bit. If you want to just talk about your designs for us.
Like,
All right.
what's going on with the ones that we're displaying?
The ones that we're displaying in particular. So apparently, Cookie and I have decided to wear the same dress that you.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Thankfully, my bow and my purse match, so
That's awesome. Okay, we have 4 of your designs showcased in my basement right now. The first one being the colorful knit sweater.
So the colorful knit sweater is, I was inspired by a chevron knit pattern that somebody had done. I thought I really wanted to do a multicolored gradient if I could. I'm not actually super happy with the result because it's difficult to blend warm and cool colors. Yeah, so the holly dress obviously was for Christmas. I initially made it in white because I had wanted to do the snowflake pattern on the chest, but I ended up switching to green later on because the white got so washed out in the natural daytime lighting.
Mm-hmm.
So the fun part about working on this piece was trying to get shading that looked just more interesting than just plain darker green lines, which is what I had sort of previously done. You can actually kind of see a fair amount of growth between the colorful knit sweater as one of my first designs to the New Year's Eve dress on the right, which is one of my newest designs. The bubblegum pop is I actually designed that online and then copied it over pixel by pixel like a nerd.
Awesome.
So that's sort of an in-between. But obviously you can see there's a lot more cohesiveness to the New Year's Eve dress than there is to the simple knit, and I think the holly dress sort of fits nicely in between. And then speaking of the New Year's Eve dress, which I'm gonna go ahead and change to... I made 2 versions, one for the red and gold and one obviously for the blue and silver. And I wanted to go for a sequined look. There were a lot of people who did sequin looks for New Year's Eve, and a lot of them were just amazing. I was actually kind of jealous. I sort of took mine directly from a photo and just tried to mimic it as best as possible. But I was really pleased with the way the smocking on the back turned out.
No, it's really cool.
I felt like the highlights and the shadows really worked together for a change instead of combating me like they usually do. And yeah, that about does it.
And the bubblegum one?
The bubblegum one was basically I really wanted another design for my villagers to wear, and I wanted to go with something that was relatively inoffensive. Amusingly, I had actually originally designed it as a phone case. And then I was like, you know what, actually, I think this will look really good on a sweater. And it's one of my only non-dress designs.
I think it's really adorable.
Thank you.
For your New Year's Eve dress, not only did the sequins come through really well, but I seem to recall it being a slight sensation on Reddit.
Yeah, it was. It's funny. I can never predict what is gonna go over well with Reddit, because sometimes I'll spend just ages on something and nobody ends up seeing it, and then other times I will just throw something together in 20 minutes and everybody loses their mind.
Dude, so true, so true.
So this one is not on display, but this is my simple dress basically. I think this is one of my most popular patterns, and I find that a little weird because it is just a simple dress. But it was really when I posted it, it got a lot of attention. I did spend a lot of time on it, trying to make the shading and everything look correct, but it's you can never tell what's going to take off and what isn't.
It's very cute as well.
Thank you.
It would definitely be a hit with the cottagecore crowd, so I can appreciate that.
Definitely.
And there seem to be a lot of cottagecore crowd.
Yeah, that does seem to be a big one recently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You guys are adorable.
So Lexie, do you want to walk us through your designs?
Sure. We going right to left or left to right?
Dealer's choice. I'm also sporting your Red Riding Hood with the Magic Academy hood.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so starting with the mushroom look, that was one of my most fastest designs I've ever made, and it is probably the most popular design I've ever made. Yeah, that one I just was like, oh, what if you made that hat into a mushroom? And then everyone was like, yes, mushroom hat, and that was the end of that. The one over from that was my first design I made after taking a 2-month break, which is quite a bit of time, but I was really overwhelmed from social media, and I was just like, I'm just gonna not for a bit. And so I came back and gave him some, just a little Christmassy thing, kind of fun pattern. It's really fun to make. Then the fish one actually blew up on Reddit for whatever reason. It's made to match the fish umbrella, and that's about the end of it. It just matches an umbrella, and everyone is like, if you just make something that matches something, then everyone's like, oh my gosh, dude, the fish umbrella on a dress. And then everyone went ape over that. I don't even know.
I don't know, I kind of understand.
Dress, I should say.
Then the Dream Suite dress was my first, design that I tried on, actually. And, my thought process was literally just, oh, the Dream Suite update is coming out soon. If I want to make something cool that people will wear, I should just make the Dream Suite. And then I did. Yeah, no, crazy thought process, right? So then with the Aurora Borealis, the 2 looks, I love that one. That's definitely one of my faves I've made. It all started because, when you look at the Aurora Borealis in the sky, and it's kind of wavy and glowy. So, of course, I had to go, oh, those wavies look like dirt lines. And that's what happened with that. And the guy version is actually because a follower of mine was like, you should make some guy clothes because, guys wear clothes too. Genius. That is so genius. Why did I not think of that?
I love the little bow tie. I think that is my favorite part, honestly.
Oh my goodness. Dude, the bow tie is the exact same bow that's on the back of the dress, so extra matches.
Nice.
The Luna Moth dress was because I like bugs, dude. I just think bugs are very cool. And I've been considering making a bunch of bug dresses just because bugs are cool. They just, I don't know, I really like bugs. I'm opposite of blathers.
Do you hate fish?
Fish are pretty cool. I mean, I made a fish dress. Yeah, I was really proud of that one. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of pretty. The little moth and little moons.
Well, Luna moths are one of my favorite insects in general, so I was really excited to see that set.
Reasonably so, because they're so cute and pretty. And then the last one is my cottagecore dress, which is literally just made to it's literally just the core of cottagecore is what that dress was. I just studied a bunch of it and tried to make exactly what it is, because if you look at all the designs here, it's what do they have in common? And the answer is nothing at all. So, I decided to go off of that a bit, and lately I've just been making dresses of every single aesthetic that I could possibly find. So, start with cottagecore, and then I made a fairy one, and then they're not out yet, but I have a rainbow one, an elegant one, and then another elegant one. They just look nice, and it's oh, if you have something going on, you might as well just go with it. If you don't have a theme, then just own the fact that you don't have a dang theme, Yeah, that's the end of it.
And we just take a second to appreciate that. As a life statement.
I'll take that. I was gonna say also the pockets on that design are so incredibly well done. The shading and highlighting makes them look so built in. It's fantastic.
Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much. You're so kind.
The way that you're able to convey a difference in the fabric, like it doesn't look like it's just a striped dress. Like there's an actual apron on top of it. Like chef's kiss. I really enjoy it.
Oh, thank you guys.
Where do we find your work? Whether it's on various kinds of social media, if you have like a DeviantArt account, or do you publish in other places? Like, where do we find you?
So my answer is pretty boring. I don't post a lot of my work. I probably should. If I do get better about it, it will probably be on my Instagram, which is at KatuBug. I have a pattern specific Twitter, which is at patternsacnh. I don't know why that wasn't taken. The other place you can find me, obviously, is on the Able Sisters kiosk. I do have 3 different creator codes, and they're all pretty long. So I'm thinking maybe I should just send them to you, and you can put them on screen.
I'll post them on the screen, and what we'll do is we'll also put it in the description box below.
Okay, fantastic. And that's it. That's me.
Can I just say again, I still cannot get over the shading of your gold dress because it looks gold and it looks like sequins, and you somehow were able to put that in one dress. And I'm just staring at it. Like, I'm just sitting here staring at it. Like, I'm just like, how did you do that?
Well, thank you.
It's gorgeous. I love it. I just had to say that because I'm like, wait, what if I don't say that? And then you never know how, like, I don't know. It's just beautiful.
So, Lexie, where can people find you on the social medias?
People can find me. I'm the most active on Instagram, which is at nook_by_the_book. I know, excessive. And then my second most active account is on Reddit, which is lady_Gwyn_, because for some reason, the other one wasn't taken. And I've tried Twitter and Tumblr, and it just doesn't work very well with me, so I apologize to all the Twitter and Tumblr people.
Well, thank you both so very, very much for taking the time out to have a conversation with Cookie and myself about all of the amazing pixel art that you've created.
Well,
Thanks for having us.
This has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Yeah, I've had such a blast, just hanging out with you guys.
This was such a fun night. I'm really glad that you guys picked me.
Yeah, me too. I'm so honored. I'm like a podcast? I couldn't even believe my eyes. I was like, what? Yeah, so thank you.
I told my boyfriend, and he's like, I'm sorry, what?
We'll put all of your handles on the screen and in the description box below. Thank you again, Lexie and Katu, for joining us today.